within just the 9th through the 12th. That's how long this event is for. It's not that long whatsoever. There's 138 participants in as well. And so, when we talk about, the participants, the countries, there's 161 different countries that are involved in this event. We have 1,400 startups, companies that want to showcase their technology and the innovation. 1,400 companies, right, come to this event, or should I say 1,400 startups, but overall 4,300 companies overall come to this event, where there's 2.5 million square feet of exhibit space. I mean, when I was at this event on my company that I work for, we had a booth there. OMG. You talking about walking? It is a lot of walking. And some of you that have been to this event might not have been to this event. You better be prepared to get to just cruise around, especially in Vegas at that. And I can tell you right now, I remember going to these events. I didn't go outside for this entire time. I didn't see outside.
No,
because this event is in this big. It's in this big exhibit hall, and then where we were, it was connected to the hotel. So you never went outside whatsoever.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was just crazy.
You didn't know if it was day or night or night or day.
You didn't know anything, and then you were so tired because you were standing up all day long at this event. If you're working the event, I'm talking about from 8 to 5, and this is where your bosses were there. Everybody's there, and you have all these amazing people that come around and watch this event. Have you ever been to the CES, folks?
No.
No? Okay. And so with that being said, guys, we're going to showcase some amazing videos, and we encourage you all to come and join us in the metaverse from your cell phone, from your laptop, from your iPad, or if you do have the VR headsets, come and join us there as well, because we're going to be showcasing little clips that you can watch. And those of you that are watching us live on LinkedIn, live on YouTube, live on Twitch, live on Spaces, live on Instagram, come on down. Just don't watch it in the 2D way. Come experience this in a whole new way. You guys can join the conversation. And this is what we share with you guys. This is the new, right? This is the new social media. This is your new TikTok. This is your new Instagram. This is your new Facebook, and a whole new way that we get to interact. And so with that being said, this first video that I'm going to share with you guys, if you all remember the Jetsons, when we were growing up, I always remember, oh my God, we're going to have flying cars, when I get 16. I was born in 83. And I was like, yeah, we're going to have flying cars.
We didn't have flying cars.
We didn't have flying cars at all, right? It took us another, I'm 41. So, yeah, it took another 20 plus years, right?
25 years.
To get the flying cars, but they're here. And this first video that we're going to share with you guys is absolutely amazing. And this is just the evolution of, how things are going. And as we've been sharing, a lot of people have to understand it's not going to go as slow as it was from the cell phone era to where we had the block phones, the suitcase phone, the IKEA phone, the flip phone, and the BlackBerry and the iPhone. It's going to go a whole lot faster, as you'll see that there's multiple companies that are experiencing this.
I was just going to, share before we share our first video here is like you were talking about the technology time frame is increasing in I should say is decreasing in the amount of time it's taking, like you're sharing. And what I wanted to add to that was, this right here sharing when we start sharing some of these, I'm using the word sharing a lot. I'm sorry, y'all. I cannot, let me get past that word. Okay. So the videos that we're going to share in those videos, they talk about going to market this year and next year. And so what I mean is, like you said, BlackBerry to iPhone, and then when the iPhone comes out with a new phone, every 2 years now?
Every year
now. But it used to be every 2 years when the beginning of it. So that to market time frame is a lot shorter, was what I was trying to, pipe in there. But I'm excited to, share some of these videos. of the actual technology, guys. So again, if you are here in our clubhouse, you're not going to visually be able to see these videos. You can obviously audibly, I don't think that's the word, but you can hear through audio. And so if you do want to see the visually, you're more than welcome to check us out in our metaverse, and or jump on any other Facebook, LinkedIn platform, Hello LLC, and you can see us there as well. But we would always ensure and share with you guys to come into the metaverse. It's just a click of the button, just like you're getting here on Clubhouse or LinkedIn or things like that. So, Mr. Jones,
yeah.
I know you have a whole slew of videos
that we
and I like the first one.
Yeah. So
can we buy one?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we definitely will be buying one. So here we go.
You have to unmute right there.
Yeah. I have the volume.
That one didn't have the volume.
All right, so I'm in the X-Pan
you'll
Aero
just have to
flying
unmute
machine
there
at
as
CES.
well.
Here it is.
This is a really small
Now unmute
eVTOL
that.
because it's designed to go in your trunk. Yeah, you heard that right. They made a special 6-wheel vehicle for this thing to sit in there, and you can drive it to wherever you're going to fly it. Because it's small, it probably doesn't have a super huge range, but you could just drive to where you're going to fly it, park, get it out, and zip around. Behind me is the mothership. This 6-wheel behemoth is hybrid. That decision was made to extend the range and so that you can have a little juice in the tank to charge up your eVTOL. As you can see here, they've got a model of the eVTOL stored in the trunk so you can see how it folds away to go on your journey. X-Pan Aero says that this is not a concept. It's going into production next year, and they expect it to cost less than $300,000. So if you got that kind of money, check it out. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to take off.
And
Is what do they call that?
so that's called the EV, electric car that they have. Yeah. It's made by the Chinese electric car maker Xpeng Aerot, unrevealed, right? Huh. And so that's what this is. And so essentially, as I see it, this is nothing more than a drone just for humans to ride around in.
Yeah, it kind of does look like a drone.
And the little bot, right? The car you drive around in, and that's your remote control.
Yeah.
And that's where as it said, you can only go in a certain parameter of the actual car. So This is just the beginning to flying around. As we shared with you guys, there's some other cars out there that you actually can buy, and they convert into an actual flying car.
Like,
so this is just another concept.
The funny thing about that is like we talk about the Jetsons, and I just have a funny thing when you say that before we play the next video, is that we all, if you are a millennial, a Gen Xer, you know the Jetsons, and I too, like you, were enamored with the Jetsons, and I wanted flying cars to be a reality for me too, like living how they lived. I was like, oh, that looks cool, I would live that way. Anywho, my point in this little thing is that when you go out and find out when George Jetson was born, it was the year of 2020. And so when you go back and find all the history about George Jetson, it was set in the year where he was born in 2020. So when he becomes an adult and has kids, you know, it's in like the age of like 2040, 2045. So I just share that because we're at 2025. And so we are living in the era of the Jetsons, and maybe they were trying to tell us something. But what do we have for the next video, Mr. Jones?
The next video is something that we talked about earlier, right? Is that we've been utilizing robots when they came out with, you know, the robot that your mom got us. What was that thing called? The $400?
Oh, the Roomba.
The Roomba, right?
The Roomba vacuum.
Yeah, and we've been sharing with you guys that this robot, you know, and this robotics is taking over. And we've been sharing, you know, that 850 million jobs, you know, will be displaced because of robotics and AI.
Yep.
The benefit of it, though, is 950 million jobs will be created with this new AI and robotics. And so this right here is just something robotics continuously are making progression, especially in the workforce. And a lot of us are looking at this in a negative, you know, standpoint, when we should be looking at this from a positive standpoint of how this all comes around.
Yeah.
So this is really what we're going to be able to showcase even more and not just come from us. So here we go. And so that right there was a prime example of these new robots. Not only is it going to mop and sweep, but now it's going to pick up, you know, after itself.
So those that couldn't see the visual, that was a Roomba with a robotic arm that comes out of the Roomba now and, you know, picks up your dog toys, your dirty socks. I bet there's a weight limit on it, though.
Oh, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure.
Like, if you leave work boots out in the way, I don't think it's going to be able to pick up a work boot. But you never know.
This is just the beginning, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because we're going to show you guys some other videos that share with you guys, you know, the full robotics of how it is.
Okay, so remember the Jetsons and the little robot that they had, what was her name? A little old lady that they had. I can't remember. Annie or Anne or
was it Glenda?
Glenda might be. Okay, we'll look that one up.
Yeah.
Anyways, you know what I'm talking about. Can you imagine here just in a couple of years, because you're about to show them a couple other robots and all that. But the one that, you know, I think is cute is the little one that's kind of looks like the robot off the kids movie that we just had anyways. iRobot, and there's a couple anyways. But anyways, can you imagine like this guy walking around your house and opening up its tummy, you know, tummy area and just collecting all its stuff, and in the evening you got to come home and be like, can you give me back my stuff so I can go put it up or whatever? Because it's gonna like pick up this stuff so it can, you know, move it. Where's my keys? Check the robot. Where's my shoes? Check the robot.
Yeah.
So
here goes one, like prime example. We talked about the first generation of Roomba, and now everybody has, you know, this actual what am I talking about? The Alexa or the Siri, right? Everybody has one of those in their house. And you say, hey, can you do this? Hey, can you do that? Here goes the next evolution of what that is.
Okay.
Here we go.
Hey, Molly, make the screen bigger.
So as we've been sharing with people, this is, the new evolution of where your TV is gone, right? A lot of it, I mean, it's gone.
I know,
You
you
have
just
to
tell your
send some-
robot to
yeah.
make it bigger.
As you saw, it went from one wall to the next wall.
Yeah.
Hey, order my groceries. Hey, do this. Hey, do that. Now just imagine you put Roomba on top of it, right?
Oh,
And
man.
there's so many different things that is about to come, and a lot of us are already utilizing this technology, and we like the benefits of it, but it's the unknown.
Mhm.
And we know, dealing with our business,
Yes,
right?
ma'am, sir. Yes,
You-
ma'am,
with
sir.
our business of how technical, technology is not people's best, forte.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
But now, as we make this transition from this 2D world to this 3D world, it's copy, paste, drag, drop.
Yeah.
And it's really getting out of your own way, your own mindset,
That part.
and your own habits of what you are accustomed to thinking or how things used to be compared to how things are now. And go ahead, what you got?
Well, I was just going to make an observation.
Yeah.
You know how people get excited to kind of like, probably the mainstream people, which is the majority of, the world is not like, ooh, the CES conference is up and I need to find out.
Yeah.
But when they see videos on TikTok or YouTube or Facebook or Instagram that are showcasing, a 45 second little, hey, this is what it does. We all stop and we're like, oh, like for instance, when we saw the one of the robot lawnmower, like the Roomba
Yeah.
for the lawn,
Yeah.
we were like, whoa,
I wish
hold
I
on.
had that.
I wish I had that when we had a house, and so
I wish I had that when I was a youngster.
that part, yeah. So what I'm sharing is that we as humans are enamored by technology, and we want technology that makes our life easier, right? The majority of us do. And so it kind of, I'm just going to be frank, flabbergasts me when people are not willing to push a couple of buttons to get in the metaverse from their phone.
Yeah.
And that right there is a different experience. It's a different, gateway to so many more options and things and, communities. And so, and it makes your life easier, especially if you're a business owner. And so I'm having a hard time as a business owner to understand why people are like kind of fearful of like Web3, which is cryptocurrency, AI, metaverse, FinTech, those things that live in the blockchain, kind of all of that, why it's fearful to them. But technology advancement, like a Roomba with the robotic arm to pick your
They'll
stuff
buy
up,
that left and right.
they'll buy it quickly when that is robotic and that is AI. So it's almost like speaking out of both sides of your mouth. And, it doesn't make nobody wrong. It just is a question. I'm just puzzled because
It's just a perspective.
I don't understand it.
And it's like this, right? What even gets me is that, me being 41 years old, I grew up with Sega,
Yeah.
Super Nintendo,
Yeah.
Nintendo,
Yeah.
all these different variations, and then look at games now. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And how hard was it back then to put these things together? And yet, some of our same people that are our age and maybe 5 or 10 years older might have also went through the same experience and even with cell phones. I mean, forget the games, just look at the cell phones, look at fax to email, look at our cars now of how we progressed and utilizing this technology, and yet still people are unwilling to learn these advances and knowing that if you would have taken advantage of the internet, if you would have taken advantage of the Apple, if you would have taken advantage of the crypto, if you would have taken advantage of these things, you'd be so far well off. And there's been proof in the puddings with all of these people that said the internet was going to be the next biggest thing. And you like looked at it, nah, I'm not gonna do that. And you could have invested in the internet. You could have bought some Amazon. You could have bought all these things and been so far well off.
Yes,
But
sir.
because you were stuck in that broke mentality, just 100.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that in the pocketbook. I just mean that as far as the mentality of not understanding the importance of return on value and return on time, right? As what our conversation is going to be about tomorrow for our amazing Wisdom Wednesday is which is more important,
Yeah.
time or money? And you'll find out that they're both the same.
Yep.
at the end of the day. And more importantly, when we talk about time, that's also energy and the vibration that you show up as, and they are the same.
Mhm.
And a lot of the times, if you don't show up in the positive energy and you don't show up in the positive light, you'll waste time
Yes.
by missing out on opportunities like this that we're showing to people. That's just the basics. You guys just wait. We're about to drop some other knowledge for you as business owners that we've been talking about.
Yep.
It's here. And now it's getting here even faster. And especially for enterprises and corporations, you'll see how some of this technology can help out your business and your infrastructure in building and procurement and HR and all levels of your business, that we continue to share with people that, this is huge for people to understand, right?
All right. Well, no, you made a valid, interesting point, and it's that pivot. And I think a little bit of what makes it fearful, I'm going to be frank, is the whoever you plug into on like maybe a mass media side.
Yeah. Or in these
it's
rooms and on the social audio rooms. Right?
Yeah, and it's where you're getting your kind of the majority of your resources from. Now, it doesn't make you right or wrong, but once you've kind of been aware or awakened to what goes on, you understand the game at play, and it's not always what the truth is that's being pushed through the messaging on the mass media side. So, and when I, stop, beating around the bush, it's, kind of maybe some of the fear that is installed into the market. As we all know, the markets are manipulated. And so, again, this is part of tomorrow's conversation, but it's just interesting. And it's human dynamics, and it is why, just like every other problem, and it's not a problem, it's just a disconnect, why other people come up with solutions for multiple things. And this is one that we get to solve is, what's the disconnect for people. But what's our next piece?
Well, this one is huge because it's around health, right? And we all know that
we all love
you ain't
talking
gonna
about
make
this.
it, right? You ain't gonna make it at the end of the day. You are not making it out of this alive.
You are rearranging the chairs on the.
You are rearranging the
deck of the
chairs on the
Titanic.
Titanic. That is all that we're doing. And whether you want to spend your time at the bottom of the boat, the top of the boat, the middle of the boat, in the kitchen, you get to pick.
It
right?
don't really
But
matter.
This boat is going down at the end of the day. So buckle up, buttercups. But right, this technology that's coming out, utilizing this AI, is going to help us make the boat go a little bit longer than originally it was. So here we go.
Yeah. So that one was pretty cool. My question for you is: are we buying that one, Mr. Jones? Are we buying that object? I think so. Well, I'm just gonna tell you, I'm a proponent for a lot of things. So I'm like, yeah, like I have a funny thing. I was sharing with my brother the other day. He has employees within his business, and the other day I was sharing with him. Well, Sean, you don't have to worry about this because, you can buy a robot now for like $16,000. So, just go buy a robot to drive the truck or to work on the mechanics of the truck or to do whatever you need at that point, operate equipment. But it's very interesting at the end of the day is that we're getting to a point in solution in life where we have these abilities to lean in and take advantage of. If you don't want to, there's no problem with that. But if you do want to, there's also no problem with that. It's just really cool things that are out of the cusps and at our fingertips. And yeah, most of us don't have $15,000 just laying around to, throw out a robot to, the first generation of robots. It's not always going to be that expensive. I know we have a coffee machine that David's going to show here coming up. And the cool thing is you can buy it outright for like $7,000, or you can like rent it for $97 a month. So how many of you would be like, well, I would rent a robot for $97 a month if someone came and set it up and, got it all tuned into me and whatnot? There's going to be a lot more people because that's more cost effective in the cost frame for people, especially right now with inflation doing cuckoo things and kind of making our dollar not stretch as far as it used to. And so these are the really cool things that it's going to very quickly become accessible to all. And here is why that will happen. Because if it's not accessible to all, so for instance, if these robots stay at $15,000 to $20,000 a pop, that's not feasible for every household. And if they want it to be a household item or be available to household items, then at the end of the day, they're going to need to do that. So, it really just comes down to the end of the point I'm making is they're going to make it accessible for you if you want to take advantage of it. And I come back to the simple thing that I'm going to share right now is we make Metaverse easy for you and accessible for you. TheHelloLLC.io. Jump in there. There's a button you can push, and it will ask you to download an app. And somebody might be like, well, how is it 2D? How is downloading an app, virtual reality? Well, let me explain. There are metaverses that you can access through your 2D platforms, which is your laptop or your cell phone or an iPad, that lets you drop in and have a 2D, 3D experience, meaning on your 2D device, you're able to walk around, see yourself talk, see your avatar, hands move, dance, everything. The difference between why it makes it when you put your headsets on, that's an immersive. The keyword is immersive experience. So you're now immersed. So now you're dropped in, and all you can see is the computer screen in front of you through your VR headsets, because that's all it is. A VR headsets are basically a computer screen built into goggles that sit on your head, and you can't see anything else. And so that's the difference. So when we share this, and people be like, if you're downloading an app, that doesn't mean it's virtual reality. Yes, it is. So we want to share that and clarify that right there. But as we move on and share some more videos here, one of the biggest things that I would share with everybody is, go check out these things from CES and what they're up to. We're going to cover a few more here, but go check those out because they've got so many. Not only do they have the AI, the metaverse side of things, they have household goods, which we've been showing, household technologies. Sorry. They also have things that are for adults only. So just, but I'll park that there, so there is a combination of things. And to me, it's very interesting to watch how we're taking AI and metaverse basics and implementing it into the new technology. Some of the other things that I also saw in there, Mr. Jones, when we were cruising through, was the ability to where now you can wear, wearables. For example, you have your wearable Apple Watch, and it monitors your heart rate and your sleeping and your REM. But there's also now the ability to have a watch that will sync with your TV and allow you to use your hand
We are back. Sorry about that, guys. We had you off there for a hot second. So, as I was sharing about the Omni, the actual video that we shared earlier, I'll just repeat real quick, is the Omnia is a cutting-edge 360 mirror that's designed to revolutionize health and wellness. So it integrates technology to track and monitor various aspects of your health, from posture and body composition and overall fitness progress through the mirror. So they literally took that, not Peloton, but they did call it a mirror, right? They did call it a mirror that you would work out with. Now they took it to a whole new level to where it monitors, your actual physical body for your body in itself. And so that was the great thing about, this particular tool. So we encourage you guys all to really come and visit with us in the metaverse. And we're going to keep this party rocking and rolling, but you guys can see these full vignette videos that we have planned in the metaverse, in the Hello Plaza, like Tara was just sharing. You can watch it from your cell phone. You can watch it from your laptop. You can watch it from your iPad, but definitely come in and experience something new that definitely will be able to help you out. So let's go on to the next thing that was introduced. And this one is absolutely amazing. I'm so excited about this one. So here we go now.
Everybody who uses computers today as a tool will need an AI supercomputer. And so I just wish that DGX-1 was smaller. And, imagine, ladies and gentlemen, this is NVIDIA's latest AI supercomputer. And it's finally called Project Digits right now. And if you have a good name for it, reach out to us. Here's the amazing thing. This is an AI supercomputer. It runs the entire NVIDIA AI stack. All of NVIDIA's software.
So boom, that right there, guys, is the supercomputer, right, to, this brand new NVIDIA that if you guys have not heard about NVIDIA, I highly encourage you to take a look at what NVIDIA is doing. They're creating these massive chips and AI and robotics and things of that sort that really we're all going to need a supercomputer. That little, I wouldn't even much call it, the size of your phone. It's, maybe stacked twice, maybe like a USB or external X drive that we used to have, right? It's literally that size, and it's 1,000 times faster than your laptop. And just imagine that.
I'll take 2, please.
Right? And so this is where, this goes to a whole new level of integrating technology as we implement this technology with AI, with this metaverse, with this FinTech that you guys should all be taking advantage of, especially learning about these supercomputers. And we want to welcome, we're also on Fanbase as well. And so we want to welcome Ms. Watkins up here. She's been a long time, member of our community for quite some time. And really, I would love to be able to hear, your thoughts. What do you know about the CES? Did you even go? Or, what are your thoughts on technology alone as we enter into 2020-25? And Happy New Year as well, man. Talk to us if you got anything.
Hey, it's great to see you again, David. I do know of the CES annual conference that they have every year. I believe it's in Vegas. I've not attended, but when it comes to technology, I think that there's going to be less emphasis around the physical devices and more emphasis around the scale and speed of what the performance is on technology. You can see that year after year. There's not much change in the base of an Apple device, but what's happening on the inside still looks relatively the same, each version. But what is happening is the scale and the speed, and also the applications of integrated with AI and various technologies and robotics. So that's what I think. But the devices, I heard you talking about the compressed, accelerated device that we're going to have. I actually like the size of things a little bigger, less chance of it breaking. I don't have to be so delicate with it. So I love my iPad. I guess it's a 12.5-inch. It can tumble around a little bit by accident, and I'm not too worried about it getting broke up. So that's always a bonus for me, things on the bigger side in terms of technology. But of course, the integration with AI is going to be a game changer for us. And I'm more interested in things that can be integrated. So we're not having to go to multiple places. I operate 100% on an iPhone and an iPad and the Apple suite as well as G Suite. And so long as things can integrate with what I already have, I'm definitely open for adding new. And that's what I would like to say.
Yeah. And no, with the NVIDIA supercomputer, what this is this is an extension to your current, laptop, because we're all going to need supercomputers, with the technology and the chatbots and the capability that we have. So this is
that's what if I came in on the tail end, I didn't hear all of that. So do you have a minute to just give a quick overview of what you're talking about?
Yeah. Let me get through this, and I'll actually pull that up and I'll replay the video, because we're also not just on Fanbase. We're on Instagram. We're on YouTube. We're on Twitch. We're on Spaces, and we're on LinkedIn Live. And of course, we encourage people to come into the metaverse from your cell phone. So that Apple, that iPad you're on, you can go to thehellollc.io, find that big button that says Hello Plaza, press that button, it asks you to play. Boom, you jump into our metaverse world, and you're able to see the screen that we're sharing, that you're hearing right through our social audio apps. And so when you talk about being omnipresent and really being on one platform, this is where the metaverse comes into play, to where we all can jump into one particular, world, immersive world, share our experiences, share our, our information, all on this one platform. And that's exactly, why we continue to share, especially with the CES events. So I'll dig deep into that, but this is going to blow everybody's socks away, because you just said it, right? We are taking real world experiences and making them faster, making scalable, and making them easier, because guess what? We've been able to build these robots. We've been able to build all of these amazing things, but we just didn't have the brains and the guts to go along with it. And now with this, quantum technology and the speed of technology and how fast it's moving, we now are able to do that. So here we go on something else that was, that was launched out at the actual event.
Everybody who uses computers today as a tool will need an AI supercomputer. And so I just wish that DGX-1 was smaller. And, imagine, ladies and gentlemen, this is NVIDIA's latest AI supercomputer. And it's finally called Project Digits right now. And if you have a good name for it, reach out to us. Here's the amazing thing. This is an AI supercomputer. It runs the entire NVIDIA AI stack. All of NVIDIA software.
The next frontier of AI is physical AI. Model performance is directly related to data availability, but physical world data is costly to capture, curate, and label. NVIDIA Cosmos is a world foundation model development platform to advance physical AI. It includes auto-regressive world foundation models, diffusion-based world foundation models, advanced tokenizers, and an NVIDIA CUDA, an AI-accelerated data pipeline. Cosmos models ingest text, image, or video prompts and generate virtual world states as videos. Cosmos generations prioritize the unique requirements of AV and robotics use cases, like real-world environments, lighting, and object permanence. Developers use NVIDIA Omniverse to build physics-based, geospatially accurate scenarios, then output Omniverse renders into Cosmos, which generates photoreal, physically based synthetic data. Whether diverse objects or environments, conditions like weather or time of day, or edge case scenarios. Developers use Cosmos to generate worlds for reinforcement learning AI feedback to improve policy models, or to test and validate model performance, even across multi-sensor views. Cosmos can generate tokens in real time, bringing the power of foresight and multiverse simulation.
Absolutely. So, I'm excited for the NVIDIA smart computer that Mr. Jones was just talking about and that Ms. Watkins was sharing as well about. And as you know, the change, and I will just say this, NVIDIA is definitely on the forefront of this change. And I wanted to echo something that Ms. Watkins had stated is, I don't think we're going to see things kind of change in the shape and form of the actual, like the iPhone that, you used as an example. But the amount of time it takes, the processing power, all of the inside and the amount of lickety splitness that it takes for you to have an experience is going to increase. And that's kind of what we're seeing across the board is it's really bringing that convenience factor to your fingertips faster and quicker and easier. And so, it's the, I don't like to, vacuum my house. And so you buy a Roomba, and that we all know is kind of a first generation robot with AI capabilities. And so you buy a Roomba to make your life easier and more convenient. We utilize apps like Uber or Uber Eats or, Postmates or any of those type of applications to order food or groceries right to our doorstep. So again, it's the speed of, convenience at our fingertips. And so I just really wanted to add the convenience factor to that conversation, because I think in conjunction with what Ms. Watkins was sharing, it's absolutely comes down to, that plus convenience, because we are, I was going to say we're a nation of convenience, but we're a world of convenience. I mean, wasn't there one, I don't remember if it was a reel or a TikTok that you were watching, Love, but they were talking about, the jet that can get around the world in less than an hour is supersonic, that you could be on the other side of the world in an hour. Like that just is, kind of mind blowing at the end of the day. It just kind of, you're like, what? You can get where? In an hour? I think I'll have motion sickness, So that's literally where I go with it. Like, that'd be great, but I'm going to have motion sickness. Can we teleport instead? But you know what? That bringing that into the conversation, there is conversations and technology out there where you can already, now we as public do not have access to this as of yet. So that's why I want to preface this, but there's teleportation devices and systems set up that are, governments are utilizing and testing and whatnot. Guys, David used to share with me, way before we got into the technology scene and the Web3 scene and into our own business, to be honest. He would always say, what they see, if you see it in the movies, they already have it. And I would just kind of look at him being like, what are you talking about? Minority Report is a great example of when Tom Cruise was able to, put up his hands and move things around on it. And even what is Mission Impossible, what is
iRobot?
Yep, and then
iRobot
the
is coming
Avatar,
soon.
not the Avatars, the
Right now.
Avengers, the whatever in that. So the point being is, when David would share that, I'd be like, what are you talking about? And in reality, it's true. It's just not available to us as a public, just like AI 2 years ago was not available until all of a sudden ChatGPT, OpenAI was rolled out, So if we can't buy it as a public in our society, we think it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And we have to realize that no, there's a lot of things behind the curtain that are jet propulsion and things like that are at the fingertips.
Yeah.
So anywho.
And once again, guys, we encourage you guys to come and visit with us every single Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Hack the Future AI Metaverse FinTech. Well, we're on YouTube, we're on Twitch, we're on X, aka Twitter, we're on LinkedIn, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, and of course, more importantly, forget all of those old school 2D platforms, but we are in the metaverse that you can join from your cell phone, from your laptop, from your iPad, and yes, if you do have VR headsets, come on down and you can be a part of this event. You can select your avatar, you can talk, right? You can mute yourself if you want to show yourself on camera. This literally is the replacement to your Zoom. And so when people say, oh, the metaverse, that's for those kids, this, that, and the other, I remind people, hey, you're a business owner, right? Yeah. Do you use Zoom to interact with your clients and customers? Yeah, I use it all the time. Then why are you not utilizing metaverse? Because I know, and you know, that when your clients show up on Zoom, they don't put their camera on. Period. Especially on these social audio rooms now that, people are using Restream, people are using StreamYard, people are going up on stage and they don't have their camera on. All you see is a little circle with their avatar. Why not go ahead and get into metaverse and have a full, avatar that you can walk around, see things, do things, and, do it in a completely different manner that you can't do on any other 2D platform. It amazes me that people are showcasing virtual, experiences, and they're nothing more than 2D screens with circles in them, and just cheaper, easier. And if that's what you want, if you want fast food for your business, knock yourself out. But this, my friends, is not fast food. A lot of us like to have a nice steak or go out to eat somewhere that's nice, comfortable. That's what the metaverse is all about. So you can choose fast food, right? Because a lot of people are choosing fast food, which, hey, that's your prerogative, but we all know fast food is going to catch up to you at the end of the day. And at these days and ages, fast food is dang near just as much as some of these other restaurants.
Oh, boy, howdy.
Sit down at. And so this is where we continue to share with you guys, how you can implement and utilize the metaverse for your advantage, whether you have a podcast, whether you have a business, whether you have a retail, whether you have a coaching, if you're an author. This will be a great way to be able to showcase your podcast, have your grand opening, have your book launch, social audio rooms. People are doing social audio rooms, and why not have people come into the metaverse and say, hey, come meet me in the metaverse room and let's have the same conversation, if not better. And it's open 24 hours. You don't got to put in a link. You ain't got to come here. You ain't got to do that. And everybody can participate. It makes it a whole lot easier. And so this is what we continue to share with you guys. The future's already here.
Yes.
It's up to you if you're going to keep up and stay up, because it's changing dramatically. And this is what we share with people, come get a demo, come and learn more, and just don't be stuck in the past. Because as I shared earlier, a lot of us, and I say this because I'm talking about myself, I wish I would have invested and start learning more when they were talking about stocks. When stocks was stocks.
That part.
And understanding what it was. I wish I would have paid more attention when the internet came around and this Amazon thing came around and I didn't pay attention. right? I wish I would have paid attention when real estate was a big topic and people were jumping into real estate, and I missed that boat, right? Which people can still get into. I wish, well, we made out on this one, that when they were, well, no, we didn't. When they were talking about Bitcoin, and my broke-minded ass was thinking, oh, I don't have $10,000, or oh, I don't have $5,000, not realizing that I could have took that same $20 a week that I was valeting my car at the Galleria and invested that into Bitcoin. My ass wouldn't be sitting here right now. And so once again, this is where we come to the full circle of, hey, I knew I should have paid attention back then. You have that same opportunity right now, if not better, right? With the transfer of wealth, with the transfer of technology, our financial system, everything is shifting and changing. And especially for those of us that are colored, minority, white, black, orange, lower poverty, upper poverty, in the middle class, this is our time to shine. And you got to get out of that old mentality of, I got to save, I got to stack cash. My daddy used to tell me stack cash for a rainy day. His ass was dead wrong. I should have been investing because the bank was doing what my ass should have been doing, but I wasn't listening. And now I know that. And there's still people out there that are doing that. They got tons of money in the bank and holding on to it like their life depends on it, when they can be investing it into other things, because scared money don't make money. Ask the rich. They know that, right? And so this is why we continue to share these tips and tricks with you guys and bring this technology to your forefront, to where I'm telling you right now, your car is going to be changing completely here in the next 1 or 2 years with the displays that they were showcasing at the CES, where your car is going to read your actual energy, read your vibration. This AI is going to be adapted through all of your car.
Your car's going to know when you've been drinking.
Yeah, your car's
your car is going to definitely tell on you. So,
these governments got to get their money somehow.
Well, but we laughed, because then at that point you just turn it on into have your robot come drive you home.
Yeah.
Or you have a self-driving car that you just, drive yourself home.
Yeah. So that's where we're at, right? So we're going to go through a couple more of these videos.
Get an Uber.
Yeah. Ms. Watson, did you have anything you want to add on before we continue?
I did want to hear if they had any other updates around what specifically you're doing, which is the multi-platform streaming. That, I think, is the way of the future. We're seeing more and more content creators, more and more organizations, looking at how they can reach multiple people at the same time on multiple platforms and multiple demographics.
Yeah. Well, that's what we're doing right now, right? We're utilizing a streaming service that allows us to go on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitch, LinkedIn, and I'm missing one more, YouTube, all at once, which we're literally streaming from our metaverse world. So our metaverse world is the anchor spot that if you're watching us on LinkedIn, if you're watching us on Instagram, and you're seeing me and Tara's avatar, that's metaverse that you can join from your actual cell phone, laptop, or iPad. And so,
or smart TV.
Or smart TV, right? So this is where we continue to showcase this technology for entrepreneurs to be able to do the same thing and showcase their business, because you don't have a business if you don't talk about your business, or if you don't sell your business, or have people know exactly what you do more than once, right? That people have to show up for their business. And so this is, the continuing conversation. And as I'm just going to put it this way, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, all of these are about to be obsolete. We've been utilizing this same fan base, 100, is about to be obsolete, because we've been utilizing this technology since 2020. Okay. MySpace came out, I think, in 1999, if not, 2000. So it's time for the switch. And that's where the metaverse allows us to make that transition. If people aren't already paying attention, when you get on your social media, you take a picture, your ass is using that filter. Guess what? That's a version of metaverse. You're changing your avatar. When people go on to TikTok or all these other, Instagram or Facebooks, they're watching people play games. Hello. When people go into, these different, worlds, or even in these rooms, you're going into a different experience. And now, instead of just looking at this circle with my bald head face, right? You now get to be immersed into a 3D immersive world. And that's something that the CES talked about as well. And as me and Tara have shared with you guys, companies are already doing this. So this is not something new, right? I wrote down a list of companies the other day that were already utilizing the metaverse. And here we go, right? Amazon, already there. Netflix, or should I say this is AI. This is AI right now. Metaverse is IKEA, Walmart, Adobe, Compass Real Estate. A lot of you that are probably looking to buy a house or gonna buy a house, when you go search for houses, you're already being able to see the video of the house. They just put that in Metaverse, and that's their real estate, worlds right there. And now they get to showcase houses from all around the world. BMW, Coca-Cola, Accenture, Stanford University. There's not going to be any more physical universities anymore. You're going to have two choices. You can join, the metaverse school, or you can actually come to the physical school. And how many of you like going places other than sitting down on your couch where you are? I just answered your question where majority of students are going to go. They're going to go into the metaverse, right? And then when we talk about, Gucci. And so these are companies that are already there implementing this new technology, and something that me and Tara shared, and this goes for all of us. We got to stop thinking small. Small business will put you out of business. Overcoming objections is one thing, but overcoming a mindset is another. I cannot overcome a mindset that does not see where the future is going and see where this technology is going. I can overcome objections of, hey, David, how do I do this? How would I be able to do that? How would I be able to do that? Not the mindset that I continuously hear, well, how are people going to be able to adapt to this? And I don't know if my people will move over to this. What you mean? Your people are going to Zoom. Your people are downloading apps left and right on their phone. What do you mean? As Leah shares, you can't overcome that mind shift. And that is where we're at within our business. And this is where we encourage other people to be in their business as well, because we can't save everybody. And everybody doesn't want to be saved. And the old saying says, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
Yeah, and just to kind of follow up on Ms. Watkins' question and what you were sharing, love, is the omnipresence, right? We're already an omnipresent society.
Yep.
They're just going to continue to immerse this technology into other forms of technology. So it'll be one company integrating or having an API integration ability to where now, for instance, you have a BMW and you can, immediately on your BMW screen, you have all of these apps that are same thing that's on your phone. You're going to be able to, at your house, like you're talking about your smart TV, it'll come to the point where you're like, do you want to watch TV or movie? Do you want to enter, like when you show up, and you know how you can be like, I want to go to Hulu, and you select your app or wherever you want to watch, because now we moved from cable to where we're app based. And what's going to happen next is where
they already have it. I didn't get to download that, but they have a TV that now
Bingo.
has AI that's connected to it, and it knows your likes and what you want to look at, and it already sources.
It's an algorithm essentially to where you're like, when you're on your social media and you like this, but you don't like this, it's going to show you more of the content that you like. And so when you log in, you're going to have the ability to, like, how the old cable stations used to, where you could have the music channels. Yeah, you have the music channels, you have the sports channels, you have the movie channels, and then you had the mainstream media channels or whatever, or the local channels, I should say. What's going to happen now that we've moved away from a channel on the cable is that when you pop open your screen on your TV or your computer, it's going to be like, what are you doing today? Do you need to enter the metaverse? Are you going over here to watch TV, or do you want to listen to music? Do you need your AI assistant to be working for you? Do you, and you have this dashboard of options. And so then
so you're saying the way we engage and experience things.
Well, we already know that. We've been sharing that, but that people are, this is the thing. You tell people that, they're not going to go, oh yeah, that's what's going on.
Yeah.
But when they experience it, they're like, well, shit, back in the 90s, I didn't have this experience. You know, I didn't have ChatGPT I could ask questions to, or so 3 years ago, 5 years ago, I didn't have that capability. So it's going to, like, very much like what Ms. Watkins was saying earlier, that not so much of our iPhone it is going to change the way it looks, but the processing power and the time and the speed and the experience that it creates, it's going to be immersed into where, you know, what's going to happen. And we know this due to blockchain. And if you guys ever join in on our Wednesday conversations when we're talking things, you know, all things, but a lot of times I love to talk about the FinTech side of things and blockchain of the Web3 portion. What people don't realize is that, you know how people talk about NFTs, you know, and they're like, now people think they're a scam because there's so many people that have, you know, got people over on their money. But they're like, oh, that's just digital art that has some sort of encryption tied to it, so it's linked to the and then linked to the blockchain, so we can, you know, find it. Well, in reality, NFTs are smart contracts, and what's going to happen through this immersion is that the omnipresence, where we have to be omnipresent on Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, Twitch, all these multiple platforms, that's going to go away. The blockchain is going to, and it might not be the absolute blockchain, but it'll be something very similar to the blockchain. We're going to be able to create digital identities. We already have digital identities, by the way. If you have a Google email, if you use anything online, if you have a cell phone number, you have a digital identity. But we're going to have these digital identities that our social media will be linked to. Now, what does that mean? Because of course, there's multiple platforms and they're not owned by the same company. So they're not going to play nice together. But what's going to come down the pipeline is, you know how the censorship comes down through social media, like, oh, you can't post about that, but you can post about this because, oh, that goes against our rules and regulations. It's going, or, oh, you stole someone's content. I made this video and someone stole it and reposted it and they got 1 million likes and I got 2 likes. It's going to bring the digital identity overlapped with your presence on social media to where it's onerous. And I know I'm not explaining this the proper way, and I'm kind of trying to paint this picture for you guys, but you will own your content to where it'll be linked to something like the blockchain. So if you create a reel or a video and that's in your digital ID kind of, you know, vault of content, whether those are whether you have smart contracts for your house, because your house is going to be on a smart contract, your deed to your house, your insurance premiums, your investment portfolio will be linked because it's all private. It will be linked to your digital identity. So will the content you make in social media, and so will be how you show up in social media across multiple platforms. And so, in short, let me just, stop beating around the bush, is we're already a part of the immersion where we're starting to see the omnipresence across multiple platforms. And I believe within the next 5 years, we are going to see a massive overhaul on social media platforms that are going to be linked to our identities. There will be linked to our actual vault, digital identities, and that we will have more control and more ownership, so that way someone can't just steal, our information, our hard-earned content that we create without, paying a royalty or whatever that is. And then how you get access to multiple platforms there, and it'll force these platforms like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever, to have to participate if they want their users to be on their platform. So like I was sharing earlier, they're not going to keep robots at $15,000 or $20,000 a pop. because they want that accessibility to be in your every household. And so for it to be in every household, it has to be at a price that people can afford. This is going to be the same thing. If you want people on your platform, if you want people to do this or, you know, participate in your platform, you're going to have to be linked to this ability to connect to the digital identity. So when you go live through your digital identity blockchain, you know, social platform, you go live across everything that participates in that. And so that's where we're going. And I believe we will see that. I don't think this year, probably not next year, but 27, 28, definitely 29 or 30. You know, that's kind of the 4-year range that I think we have a few more years before we start to see that. And that's because blockchain right now has to get regulations through the cryptocurrency side so people can understand what the blockchain does with keeping things on a public ledger but private. And so I know that's kind of very convoluted, but I think, you know, overall, Ms. Watkins, that was a great question of where we are going and how we will be omnipresent by only having to keep and maintain one platform and one profile. And so instead of us having to do streaming like we are now, where we have to physically log into each account and attach that account to your streaming device, that will go away, just like cable went away to applications like Netflix, Hulu, Peacock, and things like that. So I hope that answers that question. I know it was kind of roundabout. Again, this is just kind of pulling information from other conversations that we hear people within the tech space talk about, and talking about, you know, and this comes up because, guys, people are tired of being censored. I know some things need to be censored, but, you know, if you're talking about purple hair and all of a sudden they censor you for talking about purple hair, and I just use that as a common thing because my hair is purple, that shouldn't, you know, be censored. I mean, there is moderation that needs to happen. And so people are tired of feeling like we can't speak and talk as community members. And so there's a need. And so there's a private push, not a government side, but a private side, that where people are wanting to develop these workarounds. So that way we're not dependent on Mark Z at Meta to say, well, we can't post that or we can't post this because of community guidelines. This will allow us to be like, oh, I really like the content Hello LLC puts out, and I like to learn from them, so I want to be a part of their community. Oh, they posted something really bad, and I don't want to be a part of their community no more, so I'm out. By the way, we don't ever post anything bad, but I'm just sharing an example of the ability for us as users to say, I don't want to be a part of that or see that. I remove myself and allow community to guide themselves. And that's what blockchain Web3 will bring forward. So again, beating that that carpet and making sure I got all the dirt out of it. But yeah, Mr. Jones, I think that's a fabulous thing. I know you wanted to play one more video before we rock and rolled out of here, but I wanted to share this. Tomorrow, our weekly schedule, take a quick pause here. We're live every Tuesdays and Wednesdays, y'all, same time. So that is going to be 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Live every Tuesday. That's sorry. And so.
Go ahead. I was
okay.
just showing them so that they can only hear it. Go ahead.
Gotcha. Okay. No worries. So we're live every Tuesdays and Wednesdays, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come join us. We're going to be, again, omnipresent. We'd love for you guys to be in the metaverse with us, but you can check us out all across our omnipresence here. And then tomorrow I will be on an amazing conversation with Miss Leah Garcia on Wealthy Wednesdays. We will be talking about Hello Web3 and how Web3 and finance go together, and how that impact is going to impact you because it's happening. And so we will be talking all things right up my alley that I love to talk about, which is going to be very much within the FinTech sort of realm. It's going to be within the blockchain, cryptocurrency, understanding how all of that's going to plug in We have a new administration in-house, and so are going to be in-house, and that is going to change. That administration's already made it known. And so we have to share with people how it's going to change so you can understand how it's going to impact you, and you have that knowledge so you can make the best choices for you and your family moving forward. So that's tomorrow's conversation at 12 Central Standard Time. So that is if you catch us 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that is go to leahgarcia.io and you can jump right into she also broadcasts omnipresence. So she's across all platforms, and it'll be on all of our platforms as well. So, and then last but not least, we have an amazing masterclass coming down the pipeline, guys, February 1st. And this is called Click to Clients. And so we're going to be sharing with people how to be able to get your clientele to not only move for the clicks that you want them to move, meaning check out the information you're sending them, but how you can move them from not a client, a prospective client, into an actual client. And so we will be showcasing that and bringing that to you February 1st. That is a Saturday. That masterclass is valued at and priced at $147, and we have a sale right now going for $97 to get in there. It is about a 3 to 4 hour masterclass, and it is also going to be showing you guys AI tools that will allow you to garner leads. And so how many of you are needing leads into your business, which is where the clicks to clients comes into, and you're doing it the old way? You're trying to dial, email, DM, just get in front of people, have conversations so you can whether help assist them or help somebody that they know of as a referral. We're going to teach you and show you how AI and Web3 can help you do that and take some of the work out for you and do it for you. So you're not doing all of the dialing and pushing buttons, and you're allowing AI to do that. So that is our masterclass coming down the pipeline on February 1st. Mr. Jones?
Woo-hoo. I just figured out fan base, new little viewing, and this is going to be fun.
The viewing pleasure?
Yeah. So those of you that are in fan base, you now can see us in Metaverse, and you can see what it looks like more than we can talk about it at the end of the day, which is why we share with people, seeing and believing is two separate things. To where you're seeing me go live and through there, and they can hear me. That's on mute. I got it.
Okay, excellent.
So we're good to go. And just for a thumbs up, you guys in fan base, you guys can just hear me, and you can see the screen, correct? Just give me a thumbs up or
thumbs up if you hear no double.
Perfect.
Okay, good.
Perfect.
I just wanted to make sure you're not getting double on us.
Double. So you're seeing,
because I'd leave immediately.
Yeah. So you're seeing me in our Metaverse world.
Welcome to the
I'll walk around where this is where we share. We also have AI chatbots where we take this to the whole new level where you can come in here and talk to our chatbot, or you can also text our chatbot. So this makes it and changes the game completely, where we share with you, you don't need to be everywhere. Allow AI and technology work for you while you get to continue to do everything else. And prime example, we're having an amazing Super Bowl party as well that we encourage you guys to come and join us. Even for the playoffs, we've been having our football playing here where you guys can come and watch us live. I know those of you that were watching the Ravens game and you didn't have Prime TV, you were real mad that you had to go and order Prime TV. But now, every Sunday, all the events, you guys come in here and we can have a watch party, right? Where we can play the game live on the screen. You can unmute yourself. You can put yourself on camera. Just as we're doing in these rooms, in these social audio rooms, this times a million at the end of the day. So, this is where we continue to share with you guys that, technology is happening faster and faster than you can possibly imagine. I see Miss Joyce is down there. She knows about our Metaverse. How you doing, Scotty? How you doing, Reese? How you doing? I don't want to butcher your name. Let me see. Oxmit, how you doing? Hopefully, did I get that right?
Yeah.
Oxmit, how you guys doing? If you guys want to come on stage, please feel free to raise your hand. Come on up, have a conversation. We are talking about the CES the Consumer Electronic Show, which is the largest consumer show in the world that you can come to and be a part of at the end of the day. Let me see here. Come on up. Mr. Scotty, if you have anything you want to share, go ahead. Remember, we are live on different platforms as well. So professional as we possibly can be. Go ahead.
Oh, no doubt. This is awesome. I don't know if you can see in the chat, but I'd like to join you. I mean, I have a Quest 2. I don't know if that would allow me to join, but I'm a world builder, and I'm all for it. I believe that this is the way to go. It's interesting that you mentioned AI, but you know, it seems like at first the metaverse was the thing that was pushed before AI, but then when Sam Altman came around, and then you hear the whole thing with ChatGPT, and then more of the resources moving towards AI, that just allowed the metaverse, quote unquote, to even look better. So, you know, I love what you guys got going on. I'm ready to create my avatar, walk around with you. And as far as like you plugging in the fan base, yeah, I think this is awesome. This is real awesome. I'm very interested to hear what you have to say about CES. There's some things that I'm looking forward to, and yeah, I just want to see if we align with that.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, if you're a Metaverse fan, we already aligned.
Yeah.
Point, period, done.
That right there. And the great thing about it, I'm glad you said the Oculus is right. Once again, you do not need Oculuses to come into this world. You guys can join right now from that crusty, dusty cell phone that you're on now. If you guys go to our Biz in a Box, that hopefully it will allow me to sync it here.
I like when you call it crusty, dusty cell phones, because we got them too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's the truth.
It
Right?
is the truth.
So if you guys go to our amazing Biz in a Box, and that's something that we create more than the website, it's actual, a smart link. This is where you guys can go into our actual Biz in a Box. You hit that big button that says Hello Plaza, and literally on your phone, it says, do you want to play? You press play, and it will take you to your app store, download an app. You download that app, and then it's going to ask you, do you want to allow to paste? You paste it or hit allow, and boom, it drops you to where you see a Hello Plaza, and you'll start uploading yourself into the room, and we'll be able to see you guys. In order to speak in the room, you do have to create an account. It's easy peasy breezy. It's free, right? Unlike some of these other platforms where you guys can join and be a part of this immersive environment. And like I said, we've been doing this for now almost, with our business has been around for almost 9 years. But we've, dived into AI and metaverse in 2020. You're so spot on as well, Scotty, that they released, really, they released metaverse first.
Mm-hmm.
And then ChatGPT came out, and everybody oohed and awed over it, not realizing that this is cute and adorable, but AI and metaverse synchronize with each other like no other now, especially with these chatbots, especially with integrations of how to build these things and implement these things, these immersive environments. And so it definitely changes the game of how people are able to integrate and utilize technology, and especially for those of us that are not paying attention to this. This is the future. This is where we get left behind if we don't stay up, with the times, and really are very selective of how we, move forward. What you got?
Well, I was just going to say, first of all, thank you so much for jumping up here and sharing that. It's always so nice to have, conversations with like-minded individuals that, are already exploring the metaverse and, having experiences. And so it's cool to do that. What I was going to pipe in is where, when metaverse hit the scene, which is again, back in the 2019, 2020, 2021 era, it was the it thing, right? And people are like, what do you mean you're in a virtual reality, doing? I don't have time for virtual reality. I got real reality. That was at least my
proudly brought to you by the
about
Hello LLC.
And I think what people don't realize is that we have Web3 is a conglomeration of a multitude of applications and technologies, and that they're all going to be linked together. Just like, for instance, let's rewind history here. Back in the 90s, we all had the AOL and MSN Messenger, and you had the Messenger, you had your AOL account where you could message or accept emails, and then as we saw, those emails and those functions started to be attached to different programs and applications within your computer. And so all of a sudden now it's like, hey, what's your email? I need to send you an electronic, correspondence. And so we started to have that where we saw different applications being created and used separately, and then they merged together late 90s, early 2000s, when we were in an email, email me that, email me this. And so this is the same thing. We're going to have an evolution where we saw the metaverse and everybody, it kind of came and went, and people don't think that the metaverse is still applicable. Then you have cryptocurrencies. People think it's, oh, it's dead and gone. It's this, that, and the other. People, then you have AI. We're in the AI boom right now. What we don't realize is that it's going to all come together and be utilized in a whole. Metaverse is going to be the place. Cryptocurrency, FinTech is going to be the currency. AI is going to be essentially the power behind metaverse and the cryptocurrency in order for you to do it. And so it's going to kind of, provide the piping structure and all that. So it's going to build together here, and that's where we're coming into. I know, like, we'll jump in tomorrow's conversation, not only on Miss Leah's guest segment that I'm on, but in our channel at 7 p.m. Eastern, same back channel that you're on right now, we're going to be talking about the FinTech side and cryptocurrency and how that all is also related and important, and how it is changing this year. Last week we talked about how 2025 is going to change the face of FinTech. It's going to change the face of cryptocurrency because regulations will come down the pipeline. That right there, the moment that regulations happen, that's when you're going to start seeing everything meld together. Oh, I'm going to build me this vehicle. I'm going to go get metaverse. I'm going to go get cryptocurrency because it's regulated. I'm going to go get AI because it's regulated as well. And when I say regulated, it's ever evolving, as we know. There's not set regulations, but there are guidelines, I should say, that they have right now. So as this stuff comes mainstream and gets regulated, that's when it will be then stacked together like a peanut butter PBJ sandwich, a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Yeah.
Strawberry jelly too. I know you a grape jelly fan.
That part. Hey, if it's jelly, I'm in.
Yeah, you are pretty much.
But with that being said, guys, we want to thank you all for coming and joining us today. As we've been doing these live audio rooms we've been doing audio rooms for 5+ years, where we have people up to 1,000, 3,000 in our room, and now we are, everywhere. We've been on LinkedIn for quite some time for the last year. And as we continue to share with you all, you got to get omnipresent. So we've been bouncing around from Chatter to Fanbase to, what's the other one? I forgot the other one.
Clubhouse?
Clubhouse was one. There's another one. Wisdom was another one. There's been so many different platforms.
LinkedIn Audio.
Yeah, LinkedIn Audio. So this is where we get to utilize this platform. And even now with Fanbase having this screen up at the top, this is going to show you guys better than we can tell you. And that's what we continue to share with you all, is that this, takes you to a whole new level, to where we don't meet with our clients on Zoom anymore. Period.
Negative.
Zoom, no, not happening. We meet our customers and clients in our metaverse room, that once again, people can join from their cell phone, their laptop, their iPad, because those of you that are utilizing Zoom for your business, and answer this question to yourself, most people join your Zoom meeting and they're not showing their face. They're showing up with their camera off and give you an excuse. Oh, girl, my hair not ready. Oh, my background. Oh, this, oh, that. What you got?
Well, that's exactly what I was going to share with you is that our clients love that we meet in the metaverse.
Yeah.
Because now they don't feel bad that their camera's not on and your camera is. Because David always shows up with, I'm just going to tell you right now, I don't show up with my camera on. And it's a girl thing. We're like, no, do you see my hair right now? No, I'm looking all kinds of 10 ways sideways. So, but that's our thing. Our clients tell us, oh, do you know how nice it is to be able to just jump in metaverse? I got this nice looking avatar here in a suit or a tie or, in your, unicorn outfit, whatever you want to. If I could be in a unicorn outfit, I'd be in a unicorn outfit every day. But anyways, yeah, like little girl we saw earlier. So it's the beauty of, we thought people would resist it. And then when we moved our clients in to have their one-on-one meetings with us here, they're like, oh, we love this.
Yeah.
And that comes down to, they don't want to be seen on camera and they don't want to, that guilt, that no camera guilt that you feel, because you're like, oh, I know I should be on camera because half the audience is on camera or the host is on camera, but nah, I don't want to be on camera.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it comes down to, it just makes people also, and here's the thing, just like audio rooms and why audio rooms are so successful is because people can have a PTR, a picture on their account, and you put your best picture forward, your most professional picture forward, or whatever you want to put forward, and that's what people see. And then so you're like, yeah, that's, as I'm speaking, that's what you guys see. Right now you guys just see David because I'm not in the fan base room with y'all, but across the other platforms you see my avatar. And the beautiful thing is that you just don't have to be in that guilt anymore, and you get to be like I went in today and changed my outfit before our room. So you get to have a little spice to your avatar, your PTR, and it's not just a stagnant PTR we got in audio rooms. But my point being is people feel a little more safe to share when they don't have to be on camera.
Yeah.
I think a lot of that is too because of 90% of body language carries messaging. So we do most of our communication through 90% of body language. And so when we see someone's face, and I said that with pronunciation because y'all should see David's face when I talk sometimes. I literally have to turn around sometimes because his face be like saying something different than what his, he is physically saying.
Your face tells more than
it does. And that's what I think people at the end of
that
the day,
look your mama used to give you and you been messed up.
Yeah, that look.
That
Yeah.
look.
Yeah. You've mastered that quite well, love. So, it's that's the safety that it brings because you're like, well, I don't see your nonverbal communication. And so I don't get like this, oh, did I say something? Like for instance, today when we went to go get our haircut, guys were in Mexico for those that don't know. And so to explain to our barber, because I do go to a barber as well, to explain to the barber what David wants for his beard and what I want for my hair, they don't speak English. And so I'm semi-fluent in Spanish is what I will say, but I'm not fluent enough to be messing around with my hair. As women all know, we like our hair. So you want to make sure you're crystal clear and you're not going to come up bald or something. And so he read my message that I had typed out in translation, and I could tell by his nonverbal language that Max, my guy that does my hair, he wasn't getting it. And I said, no, and he said, no. And I was like, bueno. I said, let's try this again. And we pulled up pictures. And he's like, bueno, I got that. Like he understood that. But just his nonverbal on his face told me a million ways to Sunday that, oh, I'm going to be bald.
Yeah. But, before we get out of here, DJ, Scotty, Ms. Watkins, did you ladies or gentlemen, have anything you want to share or add to this room?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I see that you're using spatial.
That indeed.
Okay, so now I'm plugged in now. So now my question is, when it comes to you and the building of, wait a minute. So building spatial, I think that's Unity. Are you able to import Unity designs?
That you are.
All right. Okay. So world building in Unity. All right. I mean, because
let's definitely connect on the back end right after the call, and we definitely can have a conversation, even have a coffee chat, and we can talk more.
Oh, no doubt. I'm not going to take up all the time, but yeah, I mean, just to be clear, when I first got on Fanbase, there was a community that was on the at the time it was the Oculus. So we were all on alt space. So as far as like that sense of seeing the community, that VR community prior to AI,
Welcome to the Hello.
that there are people that are on Fanbase, who were a part of those communities. So that's how I found out about VR, because my whole thing was more augmented reality. So yeah, you guys are spot on with it. I'm glad that they have added this particular video streaming, for us to be able to see you, and then not to steal no ideas, but other people who are actually in the audio room now have the ability to run around with you. If they're plugged directly into your room. I'm in your room right now. It's got me. It doesn't have me as my avatar. It has me as somebody else. But this is great. Thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah, are you the alt bunny that's in here?
At first I was this white girl running around. I'm like this, like I don't know, like this.
Oh, you're not in here now. Yeah, yeah, we saw you in here earlier.
Trying to figure it out.
Yeah, we saw you in here earlier. So yeah, we you can change your avatar for sure on your laptop or cell phone. And so while I have you on here, right? Oh, maybe you're back. How easy was it for you to get in here? And are you on your phone or your laptop?
Okay, there might be an echo, so let me see if I can turn this thing down. I'm actually on my iPad because I have Spatial already on my phone, and I already know what's going down with Spatial, and I would need to see more. I am glad that more applications are using the, being able to switch to your phone. I know Horizon Worlds allows you to use your phone as well.
Welcome
So,
to the Hello Plaza.
This application in itself, I mean, although you're still using Spatial, this, after a while, we'll be able to create our own worlds and not have to worry about if Spatial want to shut us down, or, Horizon Worlds wants to shut us down, or, when, I'm sorry, am I saying it right, Jerry? When she was
Ms. Watkins.
about, yeah, when you were speaking about the whole thing with Web 3.0 and AI agents and I don't know if I think you said cryptocurrency in particular, or FinTech. I'm not exactly sure what you said. Once the regulations go through, I mean, it's like, you're right. It's just setting up the infrastructure.
Welcome
now
to the Hello
and,
Plaza, your ultimate
maintaining the infrastructure. I would say the only thing that you guys been in it for 5 years, so you have seen when it comes to technology how the wind can shift really fast. Then all of a sudden, the thing that we were supposed to be waiting for, the Apple goggles, or the X-Real glasses, it's not quite there. So it's still like this dialing in, but what you guys have set up so far, it's like you're allowing people to join the revolution, and it's great. I put Spatial down, so now you got me picking Spatial back up. So yeah, so I'm loving it. Thank you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's the joy of it. We've been in multiple worlds. We have, a little space in Horizons. We've, been in alt space before it went bye-bye. We've been in, we have space over in multiverse. We're all over in the worlds in the NVIDIA omnipresence, So it's the fact of, like you said, this technology engaged, is another world. These technologies change so quickly. And, the beauty of it is, like you share, is that as they start to kind of, as we make headway here, we can start to build our content in one application and be able to share that across multi applications. Because, you can, essentially build into Horizons through the same application and all these other worlds. And, and so that's the beauty of it, is that it's kind of like, for instance, I'll share like this, a vehicle. We all started out driving when we were in our late teens with our starter vehicle. I had an F-150 beat up like it was a hand-me-down. David had your
Honda Accord.
Honda Accord, yep.
1990, sky blue.
But guess what?
I had 610s in them. They sounded like 10s.
There you go. They 610s, so they sound like 10s. But it comes down to the fact that you evolved out of your Honda Accord.
Yeah.
You moved over into your Ford Ranger when you went to college. And then from there, when you got out of college, it was into your BMWs, and then we moved into a QX80. So you evolved into a different vehicle, but the person didn't change, which you are the content and all that. Well, yes, but I'm saying that you are you drove the Honda Accord, then you got rid of it and you got a new vehicle. And this is very similar where, alt space went bye-bye. Let's just talk about that. It was a great world. That was actually we had a community member introduce us to Metaverse through alt space. That's how we got to know. And we're like, oh, whoa, blew our hair back. And then alt space is no longer here now. And so, yes, agree completely that, technology is going to change very quickly. But the beauty of it, like I was sharing earlier, is as we build these digital identities that we have,
Welcome to the
and
Hello
we're going to be
Plaza.
able to, own our content because it'll be tied to our digital identity through a system like the blockchain. Our metaverse worlds will be the same way. You will build it, and that will live within your digital identity that will
Sorry, I forgot what I was gonna say. So back to Web3. I don't know if you know about the Web3 domains, and that is one way that you'll be able to harness the power of your digital identity by creating your own top-level domain. I have several. I have .Baltimore Club, .Jersey Club, .Turntablist, so you can create a Web3 community based on those domains, and they can be used to log into different dApps, decentralized applications, and also, for example, Shopify can restrict, items being purchased by somebody only having access to that to NFT or a Web3 domain. Also, Spotify, they had I don't know if it's still going now, but it was like 2023, I believe, where they had like a playlist that you can only access by holding an NFT. So
yeah. Yeah, bingo. Those Web3. Thank you, DJ. Absolutely love and appreciate that share. And you were spot on. We dabble in Web3 domains on our end as well, and that's I try to. It's very fun when we have people like you and Scotty in here that are diverse in this arena, so we can have deeper level conversations. A lot of times the conversations that we're sharing to the audience that shows up for us is kind of like, what's metaverse? What's Web3? And so we find ourselves in the entry level of it, I guess, a lot of times having to share kind of what this space is and where it's going and what it's doing. But yeah, we are big fans of, having those Web3 domains to start building that digital identity that where you control access would be a great way to put that. So love that, and love that you jumped in our room today. Thank you. Again, it is a breath of fresh air to communicate and chit chat with fellow members of the Web3 space that are proponents. We kind of geek out in this space, and so it's fun to geek out with you guys. So we appreciate that.
Yeah, so you guys come on back tomorrow. We're going to have an amazing conversation, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we're going to talk about, which one is more important, time or money, and definitely diving deep into that subject for our Wisdom Wednesday. We have these weekly rooms every single week. We also have our amazing Hello Pivot Thursday room, and I would love to be able to have some of you guys join us on that, where you can join us in the metaverse, join us, also live, and we can showcase your business, because let me help you all out. There's enough abundance out here for us all. This is not you do you, I'm gonna do me, and let's see who gets to the top. This is where this Web3, this metaverse, this AI, it gives us all the same abundance, as long as we can copy, paste, drag, drop. And now we're moving to a worldwide e-commerce where we all can win. And at the end of the day, we only need 1,000 per person. And this is why we continue to share with you guys all that, come and join us in the metaverse, to where, in this particular atmosphere, we also have our amazing Hello Plaza Mall, where if you do have a business and you want to showcase your services, showcase your products, showcase, whatever you do, come and join our Hello Plaza Mall, where we have other individuals that have their storefronts in here as well, and they're able to showcase their business. They have their podcasts, they have their weekly rooms, just like we're doing right here, where you can enhance your actual experience for your clients and your customers. As you see what we're doing now, this takes a normal audio room and expands it times 10, with you guys being able to join us in metaverse, stay in this crusty, dusty old 2D platform, but at least you're a part of the experience, and you get to see what it looks like other than any other way around. And so without further ado, definitely come and join us, guys, and be a part. Let us know if you'd like to have a tour. We definitely have our sales still going, our all action, no distractions, New Year sales, where you can take advantage of our Biz in a Box. There's more than a website. It's a smart link. If you are utilizing a link tree, you are utilizing an old school website, let's definitely upgrade that 2025. The average person spent $1,600 on Christmas. What of that money did you spend on your business? Takes money to make money. All right. Look at our Hello AI MotionWorks, where we can take your avatar and really make it a lot more visual, so you can be able to put yourself out there and utilize this in a completely different way. And then especially take advantage of our Hello Plaza, mall that we have on discount as well. I mean, literally everything that we have up until the 18th, we're giving people the opportunity to, share their business and expand their business, because mark my words, this year will not be the same. When we get to the Christmas at the end of this year, it's going to be night and day. Hopefully for the better. Everybody's talking about all the other things, but I'll remind you this. Broke people come up with problems. Rich people come up with solutions. You can stick your head in the mud and be entertained and be, distracted by all the other things that are going around, which is what they want you to do. Or you can buckle up real tight and get ahead of the curve. As I mentioned earlier, imagine if you had buckled down when the internet came around. Imagine if you had learned more about stocks, right? When stocks were actually stocks. Imagine if you had learned more about real estate. Imagine if you had learned more about Bitcoin before Bitcoin hit $102,000. We know somebody that bought Bitcoin when it was at pennies, and she's sitting pretty like no other. Not that she's smart, not that she's, a superstar, this, that, and other. She just put her head down and start paying attention to things that most of us didn't, especially my ass. And so that's why I'm preaching more so to myself than to anybody else. But if the shoe fits, wear it, baby. And let's walk around in it, and let's fit into some new shoes. And let's, as they say, Papa got a brand new band. And so let's upgrade, let's upscale, and let's do
Papa
it.
got a brand new car,
Yeah.
brand new shoes.
And not just talk about it, be about it at the end of the day. There's a lot of people that talk, but like Lil Wayne says, I went shopping and talk is still cheap.
Very cheap.
So make sure you guys stay in tune. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. But we'll see you guys tomorrow. And without further ado, you know the drill. Love,
kindness,
integrity,
but most importantly,
commitment,
and
consistency.
until next time,
Toodles!
hasta luego.
We out this mofo.
Bye, y'all.